Welcome to Beyond the Real. My name is Alex, and today we'll be talking about District 9. So, District 9 was released in 2009, and a quick rundown of the plot. In the 80s, there is a spaceship that appears over the city of Johannesburg, South Africa, and the government gives the aliens slash prawns a place to stay. And in the modern day of 2009, they want to relocate said aliens after a public civil unrest. So whenever they do so, they send out agents to give eviction notices, and during that process, our main character, protagonist of Wickus, is exposed to their technology, and that causes him to later kind of team up with and form a relationship with said aliens. So this film is awesome. I love it. I cannot recommend it enough. So if you haven't seen it, I recommend that you watch it. So this is presented in like a documentary style, and right from the beginning, I really like how they use that to kind of give you a quick history lesson, but also kind of do some world building. Because right from the beginning, they show you how the aliens came to be and what caused the civil slash public unrest, and of course what the government is trying to do, as well as what it has done. You get some public opinion, and you get to know some of the character of Wickus. We get interviews from his co-workers, his family, his friends, and it's very heartbreaking because right from the beginning you're told that something happens to Wickus because everyone keeps talking about him in past tense. So right from the beginning you know that something's going to happen to Wickus, and the fact that they set you up for that right from the beginning kind of gives it like this tragic feeling. And I really like how playing into that, that kind of makes this film unpredictable if you're watching it for the first time. And it also, very much hooks you as a viewer. Let me take a quick moment to also praise the CG and effects work, because the design of these prawns is the prawns or the aliens is very interesting, because they're humanoid, but they're also like bug-like, and just the way that they're presented, in terms of different coloring. Some of them wear certain pieces of clothing. Some of them have more moving parts than others, such as the way they interact with each other, their language. They have like these tentacles that hang from where their mouth would be, and some of them even have like a tiny set of arms like on their lower torso. And it's an interesting choice to bring to life, and I feel that they really did the best they could, and it still holds up very well to this day. And also the practical effects side of it is also very well done. We get to see these different kinds of weapons, and they're pretty cool to see. We get to see some disturbing body horror effects. We see like dead skin that looks very realistic. And of course, there are also times where we see the prawns who are CG, but there's also a point wherever we see like prawns that have been experimented on, and they're like lying on an operation table, and those also look very like ugh. So special shout out to the teams that brought both of those to life, and who also worked on both sides of that. And also this film also tackles many different themes, which I thought was interesting. For example, our main protagonist of Wickus, played by Charlotte Copley, who I believe this was his first like major role, or his first role in general. I'm not sure which of the two, but he really knocks it out of the park, and he will get today's MVP award, because the fact that this was like his first time doing something like this, and he played it so well. And just the journey that his character goes through, he shows so much emotion, from happiness, being in despair, being paranoid, being in pain. And like, for example, one of the things that you should that you should look at in the movie, to show like what he's made of, is uh, there's a scene where he has to test certain weapons, and just that scene alone, the fact that this guy was able to pull off a scene like that in his first role, like I would point that scene out as like one of the scenes to look at in terms of like his acting chops, because he really convinced me. And I feel like that's another thing that really made me enjoy the film, is being with a protagonist that was likable and believable, and really made you feel the journey that he's on. So of course, with the character of Wickus being a government agent, I feel this film also kind of in the background kind of tries to tackle like other themes. There's other stuff going on in the background that we can kind of see that I think was cool to include, but also kind of like bring to your realization that this is kind of stuff that happens in real life, such as fake news, government cover-ups, and well, I guess that would still be fake news, but propaganda. And then not to steer too far off track here, but also the going back to Charlton Copley, like a lot of this film was improv by him, and the fact that he pulled it off so well, like being a first time actor, was like really amazing. And I feel like that adds another length to it, the fact that we go on this such an emotional journey with this guy, and the fact that he was able to improvise like certain sections, I think adds a lot to his ability. So, quick reminder: this film is rated R. It has foul language, not just in English, but in the prawn language, and as well as the local language as well. So be mindful of that. This film is pretty graphic. There's certain shootout scenes, and with certain weaponry, we have characters who explode. There's blood splatters. There's bodily horror in some scenes, and be mindful of that. So if you're a little squeamish, just have that in the back of your head. And of course, going in, like, some of this film can be disgusting. Like, we see aliens like throwing up. I think there's at some point one of them is like urinating on the street, and it's stuff that happens, but keep that in the back of your mind as well. But yeah, that's District 9. I highly recommend it, and I hope you like it, because to me this film is filled with, like I said, it's an emotional journey. The world they crafted is very believable. You're kind of guessing as to what's gonna happen next. The characters are likable, and the fact that it has like all this like government cover-up stuff like happening in the background and really builds tension, I feel like it can really make you think. The fact that there are so many different themes in this film that you can read in like more than one way, I think also adds more to it. So yeah, have you seen District 9? Will you be watching District 9? Have you seen District 9? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What was your favorite part? Who would you give the MVP award to? And of course, thanks for hanging out with me. My name is Alex. This has been Beyond the Real. And until next time, I'll talk to you soon. So this film still has a sequel in the works, apparently. Personally, I don't feel it needs one. And honestly, I've heard that so many times I've given up hope on it. But if it comes out, I'll watch it.